Hello and welcome back to the Todoist channel. My name is Naomi and in today's video we are going to talk about the Pomodoro Technique, which is a productivity method that many of my colleagues swear by and we think it might be helpful for you too. The Pomodoro Technique was developed by Francesco Cirillo in the late 1980s when he was struggling with his studies. The technique uses a timer to break down work into short intervals, which are typically 25 minutes in length, followed by a short break. These intervals are known as Pomodoros. Pomodoro is Italian for tomato and it's named after the tomato-shaped kitchen timer that Cirillo used. This may sound a little bit too simplistic to begin with, but stick with us because we believe the Pomodoros can help you for a variety of reasons. Like if you find that little distractions often derail your entire workday, you consistently work past the point of optimal productivity. You have lots of open-ended work that can take any amount of time, like studying for an exam or researching an article. You are overly optimistic with how much you think you can get done in a day. Or if you enjoy gamifying goal setting. It is very simple. You start with a to-do list and a timer. I quite like this little one because it's visual and I have these all over my house, but you can use a digital timer as well. You set your timer for 25 minutes, you focus on one task until the timer rings, and then once you've completed your task, you mark off one Pomodoro, record what you completed, and then have a short 5-minute break. And after completing 4 Pomodoros, you can take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. The Pomodoro Technique has 3 main rules. Number 1, break down complex tasks into small actionable steps. Number 2, combine small tasks that are going to take less than 1 Pomodoro. And number 3, once a Pomodoro is set, the timer must go off. So if you complete your work a little bit earlier than anticipated, it is expected that you would do a little bit of extra research or a bit of learning or developing a new skill. Personally, I'm not a fan of number 3. I feel like if you finish your work early, you should probably clock off early. But them's the rules. The Pomodoro Technique has been proven time and time again to be incredibly effective, and these are the reasons why. Getting started becomes easier. Procrastination actually has very little to do with a lack of self-control or laziness. It's most often us trying to avoid our own negative feelings. And so when tasks are overwhelming, it's a lot easier to break something down into 25 minutes just to get you started. Number 2 is combating distractions. It would be really nice to blame technology for all of our distractions, but studies have shown that actually over half of all workday distractions are self-inflicted, which means that we're pulling ourselves out of focus. We are all familiar with that feeling of, I'll just reply to that email real quick, or I need to get back to that message, or let me just check and see if that person has responded. The Pomodoro Technique helps you to resist those types of self-interruptions and retrain your brain for focus. Number 3 is visualizing your time. When you start working in short timed sessions, time goes from this abstract concept into a very measurable, concrete thing. It becomes a Pomodoro, which is a unit of both time and effort. Whether you visualize it using a tomato emoji in your to-do list or simply a kitchen timer, the concept of time goes from being something that is negative, time lost, to a positive representation of what you've accomplished. Number 4, gamifying your productivity. Every Pomodoro provides the opportunity to improve on the last. So if you weren't perfect in the last 25 minutes, you can try and be a little bit better with your focus in the next 25 minutes. It's more about consistency than perfection. Here are some quick tips for using the Pomodoro Technique. Plan out your Pomodoros in advance. Take 15 minutes at the beginning or the end of your workday if you're planning for the next day. Have a look at your to-do list and jot down how many Pomodoros you think it will take you to complete your tasks. If you have an 8-hour workday, try and make sure that your Pomodoros don't go over about 12 Pomodoros for a day. You really want to keep 2 to 4 Pomodoros in the bank, just because we all have those uninterrupted and unplanned tasks, and sometimes tasks take a little bit longer than you think. Experiment with the length of your Pomodoros. Some work requires extended periods of a creative flow state. Think coding, writing, composing. So 25 minutes might feel just a little bit too short. Some people swear that a 50-minute work stint and a 10-minute break is the perfect balance. In the times that I have tried Pomodoro, this has been true for me. I find 25 minutes just a little bit too short, but it completely depends on what it is that you're trying to do. And then some people prefer a full 90 minutes of work and then a 20 to 30 minute break afterwards. However, for tasks that you've been putting off for one reason or another, something you just need to get started on, smaller tasks, things that you can batch together, 25 minutes might feel a little bit too long, and so you might actually benefit from making your work sessions 10 minutes, 15 minutes, even just 5 minutes. There are some Pomodoro purists out there that would argue otherwise, but I'm pretty sure you can make a Pomodoro any length that you want. Get away from screens during breaks. If your Pomodoro work sessions happen on a computer, try not to default to your phone screen on your break. I know it is so difficult to do. I make this mistake often myself, but we all know that we feel better when you stand up, you move, you stretch, you go outside, you take a walk. I work from home and I quite like using my breaks to actually do some chores around my house. So I'll put away laundry or empty the dishwasher. And I know that sounds a little bit boring and mundane, actually it pretty much is, but I find that it just helps me to switch off from work mode and move my body a little bit. However, my preferred break, now that I think about it, would be to just lie on my sofa and read a book. But whatever you do, your break is going to be so much more mentally refreshing if you can manage to stay away from the hypnosis of screens. So that's the Pomodoro Technique in a nutshell. It is a very simple yet powerful way to boost your productivity. If you like this video, then you might also like our video on analysis paralysis, which goes into 11 tactics on how to get unstuck. I will link that here and in the description box below. As always, if you like this video, leave us a comment below or give us a thumbs up. It means a lot when you do, and you might even want to consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye! I give up. I'm not even going to say that line. Wait, what number was that? Is that 4? Is that 5? I'm getting lost, people. I'm getting lost. Now here are some quick tips for Pomodoro-ing. That wasn't so bad. This article is based on an in-depth Pomodoros?